So now the next thing. Ready? All right. Next thing I'll talk about is punctuation. All right. So certain punctuation marks also signal the continuation. Hold on. They signal the continuation of ideas in a sentence. So, guys.
Wait, what does that say? The continuation?
Continuation of ideas in a sentence. So here are the most common punctuation marks to watch out for. Commas. So, of course, you guys know what commas do. It kind of gives you a little bit of a pause in a sentence. A comma used in a sentence with a negative flow word indicates a change in the direction of the sentence. We actually saw that a little bit earlier, right here, with the word however and the word although. So, typically, a comma will separate the two opposing parts of the sentence. In other cases, the comma may serve to separate the cause and effect. So, even though punctuation seems very subtle, it's good to focus on punctuation because it enhances your understanding of the sentence. And the more you understand it, the easier it's going to be for you to find a word to put in the blank and then match it with one of the choices. So if we're looking at some of these here, notice how that comma was being used as cause and effect, right? So that comma almost acted like a positive flow word in a way. So let's look at two more examples. Formerly, most textile dyes were of animal or vegetable origin, comma, and of course you see the word but. So you know there's a contrast, but the comma kind of separates the two opposing parts. Now you can say something different. But today most are what? Now the word I'm going to put is not necessarily a contrasting word, but what word would fill in the blank, would you say? Most are made from? Yeah. That was an easy one. Number 9, by selling information to a rival company, then comma. Now I don't see any negative flow words, so this is probably being used as cause and effect, so I expect something kind of positive here. So this is like a positive flow word. Thompson was unquestioned guilty of what behavior? Ooh, good word. Bad, bad's not, it's an easy word, but you want something negative, right? But anyway, that's like a positive flow word, the comma there. Malicious probably could work. Treacherous, that's an outstanding word. I like that. And your clue, no, that wouldn't work. Tenacious means determined. Okay, great. Good. But you sold information to a rival company, so clearly there's something bad going on there. Next one. Colons. Some people are kind of confused when to use a colon. It's good to use for listing things, but the way the College Board uses it in the sentence completions, it's like the word because. So you say something, then you put the colon, and then you're going to elaborate later on. So it was difficult to understand the scandal. And it's almost like using the word because. Because the show was... And what would you say? If it was difficult to understand, the show was extremely... No. If it's difficult to understand. Provocative could be stimulating, but I would say the show's extremely... Yeah, complicated. Or confusing. Or perplexing. Words like that would work. And it also is not suggestive, so it's very good to focus on that to, again, enhance your understanding of the sentence. Thanks. All right. Semicolons. Semicolon actually does the same thing as a colon, but use a semicolon instead of a colon for grammatical reasons. Otherwise, you'd have a run-on sentence. So a semicolon is kind of like a period. But for the sentence completion purposes, because we're not caring too much about grammar here, it's like the colon again. It elaborates what you said earlier. So, like a colon. I must change for grammatical reasons. Yeah, I think your phone went off in the afternoon session last week too. And you were really embarrassed. Okay. Anyway, Elizabeth, you're just very lively today. Okay. Anyway, so we already chose our own words, right? For, helpfulness, serve as a cure. Because again, you want something that's synonymous to those words there, right? Okay. Strategy 3. It's all in the blanks. So, enough with trying to figure out what clues or punctuation. We actually have to try to get the answer now, right? So you want to fill in the blanks with your own words. So how do we know what words to use? First of all, I prefer you begin by covering up the choices. Because that way that makes your answer more genuine. So if you cover up the choices, think of your own word, then you look at the choice and say, oh, that's the word I'm looking for, or a word that's very similar, that gives you more confidence. And it's also good to build up that confidence early on, because that leads to the reading, and you want to have that going for you as you move through this section. Another thing to remember, don't only think of your own words. If possible, use words that are already provided. In the sentence completion. So it's okay if you pick a word that you already see in the passage. That's fine. Oh, sorry, in the sentence. Like we use the word helpfulness because we wanted something synonymous to this. So you can use the same word. It's fine. And no need to think of it as one exact word. Sometimes a phrase or an idea to fill in the blanks will suffice. So if you have like a general idea of what you want to put in the blank, then you look at the choices, and you see a word whose definition is very close to this idea or phrase, then you probably have a match. So here's a good exercise. What I like you guys to do on your own, 1 through 6, just pick your own word for each of these sentence completions. What word you'd use to fill in the blanks. Then after maybe a couple minutes, we'll share what you guys had. So do this for a couple minutes. Just pick your own word. Do it quietly. And then we'll discuss. So, yeah, Elizabeth? Yeah, go ahead. Do number 1. What do you say?
I said no for the first sentence in my head.
Okay. So, let's say,
Yeah, calm. I said calm. We got calm?
we'll go.
Calm.
Okay. So, friendly, calm, and provoked. Good. Yeah, provoked's a good one. And actually, provoke was actually the right one. That could work, yeah. So basically you want this, right? Bottom line is positive, negative. You have the word although. And you also have the word enraged. Although is your positive flow word. Here's your comma. Enraged is negative. So it should come in enraged when sufficiently provoked, agitated, perturbed, irritated. And again, you want a word that's the opposite of enraged for the first blank, which would be friendly, calm. So, okay. Genial's good. Yeah? Actually, we'll put that one too. Docile can work. That means more obedient. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, slang's cool. I got nothing wrong with slang. Alright. Alright. How about number 2? Demonstrates. Shows. Or, but.
No. Wait. Support. It should be demonstrate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it works. So bottom line is, guys, bottom line is you know that you want a word that means document. Heck, you can even use the word document again if you wanted to.
Would they ever use, like, let's say, demonstrates is the right word, but would they ever use demonstrates if they ever use grammar wrong?
No, they won't. They'll get it right.
They won't.
Yeah, they won't do that.
Oh, there's a huge grammar mistake number 3.
Where is it at?
There should be a semicolon or, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
It is a comma splice. That is good.
yeah. Thank you for knowing that. Okay, but that's good because at least we know that there has to be agreement. Because semicolon again acts like a positive flow word, and you're saying they live elsewhere, and they visit rarely. So what word would you put, or what idea would you have?
Uninvolved.
Non-existent.
Uncommitted.
Unattended.
Uninvolved. Uninvolved.
Ignored.
The right one
Unassisted is much better.
is absentee.
Wait, what's absentee?
Absentee means you're just not there, like an absentee ballot.
Yeah, I was just.
That means if someone doesn't want to go to the polling station, but they'd rather mail in their ballot, so they fill out an absentee ballot. Some people do that. You want an adjective. So absent really wouldn't. Yeah.
Absent is not. Absent is like.
Well, absentee, I guess, is better. So anyway, but guys, I'm gonna keep going. So bottom line is, you want, if you have an idea, if you can't think of that word absentee or you couldn't think of a specific word, if you have an idea or phrase, usually that's good enough. Now number 4 is a little tricky because number 4, both blanks kind of depend on each other. So actually, I call these codependent double blank. Because if you knew what word went in the first blank, then you're all set for the second one, or vice versa. So there's a couple ways you could go about this. You could make them both positive or both negative. What's some examples you guys have?
Canceled and flaky.
I like that one.
I was going to say flaky.
I said revealed and informative.
Change and smoking.
That could work. I also liked, that was the negative one. What was the other one?
Revealed and informative.
Altered and indecisive.
Or you could say confirmed, and there was just some all adults were responsible as their parents. So you could go, basically, you could go positive, positive, or negative, negative. If it's not clear what specific words to put, then what I recommend you do is plug in both choices. Brian? Plug in both choices, and then pick the one that's most consistent with the context. And of course, we'll talk about that a little later today. 5. Okay. Anderson's callous habit of what?
Ignoring.
Ignoring, okay. Made him seem rude. That could work. Yeah.
Egocentric.
Okay. And then the next one. And callous was, by the way, your clue, because callous means being insensitive. It could work, as long as you know something negative. So, all right.
Wait, what is callous mean?
Insensitive.
Dad said, I used one of our words from last week. I said, this callous habit of deriding his suggestions.
Sure. Ooh, good word.
Made him seem malevolent.
Wow.
Ooh, impressive. All right, and then number 6. What would you say for this one?
Obvious.
Yeah?
Obvious.
Because before they were subtle, which is not noticeable, now they are noticeable, right? Okay. Let's move on to strategy 4.